We've been doing seal bars last week and they've been recut and they fit. Except now we've figured out that they're in the way of the biggest crossbar. So we're gonna make the crossbar fit first. That sounds a little bit more important.
Yeah. So in the last episode, we discussed why we need to remake the X-brace. Essentially, the other one didn't have enough meat on it to be able to move the floor up and still be able to weld the X-brace in completely all the way around the tube. So we're remaking this first because this is the easiest way for us to establish where the floor is going to be, where the bottommost tube on the floor is going to live on the end car. And based on this, we can fine-tune where the sill bars are going to end up. And essentially, it's just a long process of hand fitting, a lot of test fitting, and a lot of minor modifications so that we don't take away too much material, but so that we still get a nice tight fit up without any gaps. With one final test fit, we're done with that half of the main hoop, and we can move on to finishing version 2 of the sill bars.
We have a little bit of a problem here. We're copying a lot of tubes and we don't have a vise to put them in. But we have a plan. We're going to take that tube that was coped already, nicely at a 90-degree angle. We're going to cut that off and weld it to a clamp. That should make a pretty good tube clamp.
Making the cross brace and going about doing the seal bars, I find that there was bigger gap between the car and the main hoop on the driver's side than there was on the passenger's side, which means that something somewhere is askew. Have we managed to miss our calculation? Probably not. The thing that happened is that some of our welds, just spot welds to weld the table to the cage, gave up. We've been winging things about a little bit. That's probably why it's not perfectly straight. So we'll straighten it back. We'll straighten that back out and straighten back out, straighten back in. So we'll straighten that back out and do some more welding to make sure that everything stays where it should be.
The driver's side is a little bit too high. The passenger side is a little bit too high, but the coping is pretty much right. And we need to make room for the X-brace. And this needs to come up a little bit higher as well.
I think the seat is way too far back there.
No, I'm tall. So we're trying to raise the entire floor up to the appropriate level. And that means 1, 2, 3, and there's probably going to be one more tube along the front that we need to
We
make.
still need that windshield bar.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Not today.
Not today.
Now that the main hoop is in, I can start test fitting the sill bars. And I know they're a little bit long, that means I have plenty of material that I can take off and fine tune, adjust this until it fits just so. With the main hoop's X-brace and the sill bars in place, we can finally start moving on to the last few parts of the cage. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.